your note where you write that changes in correlation, in your view, are more dangerous than just an increase in volatility. And along those lines, are you seeing, like, what kinds of changes are you seeing right now? Or is everything moving in one direction at the same time? What concerns you?
I think for the last few weeks, while we've had this volatility, we've definitely had stocks zig while bonds zag. So every time stocks went up, bonds sold off, and vice versa. And all of a sudden, that behavior changed a little bit into the close yesterday. And making it even more dangerous to me, you saw gold sell off into the close, commodities were selling off, even Bitcoin was selling off into the close. And to me, I think people run their portfolios, especially these risk parity type strategies, where they're comfortable. If your stocks are moving one direction, your bonds are the other, your portfolio is performing as it should. If you start getting these correlations to break down, I think you just see selling across the board, and that's what we're not prepared for at all.
Can we talk about treasuries right now? 10-year hitting a record. We had a record low yesterday. How is this playing into your thinking as hedges on the market here?
So I think the 10-year and 30-year bond have been great hedges. One of the ETFs that has been very popular is TLT. And again, over yesterday, you just saw that the Treasury didn't seem to be as strong as it should have been. It seems to be bouncing a little bit more or behaving a little bit better today. But even TLT, I would have expected significant inflows into these ETFs the past few days. We're not really seeing that. So I think people are starting to get nervous just how low the Treasury can go. So if that's not your choice of hedge anymore, or it's not an effective hedge, then I think you're forced to sell your other assets. And that's, again, what we haven't seen in the past.
Yeah, but we certainly haven't seen it yet either, Peter.
No,
I mean, that's what's so amazing to me. I mean, we were talking about this rampant fear, everything, there's blood in the streets. Not really, if you look at the numbers. And so it sort of leads me to ask, what could happen? Because if you think this is bad, this is not bad.
For me, I think a lot of people talk about the supply chain, and I think we've talked about it before. I'm really focused on the tourism angle. China has become a huge consumer of tourism. The Chinese spend more money outside of China than any other country spends on foreign travel. I think that's part of the reason we had very weak service data last week. And that service data, to me, has been really important, right? For the past few years, every time we get a hiccup, we can argue, well, we're not a manufacturing economy, we're now a service economy. If service is slow, that is very problematic. I think that's going to get hit very quickly by this slowdown in foreign travel from other countries. So that's what I'm really keeping an eye on. I saw a bunch of reports that the ports are starting to really slow down and have to lay people off. So that, to me, is where this gets really bad.
But speaking of ports, I got to ask you just quickly, what's that ship over your shoulder there, Peter? Come on.
Just a generic ship. I think one is a Canadian ship, actually. It's on the dime.
Got it. Well, I hope it's not. I hope everyone's okay on that little ship. Okay, go ahead.
It's a Canadian ship covered full of Beyond Meat.
Right, yeah.
All right, Peter, quickly before we let you go, I just want to get your thoughts maybe on one thing you're looking at in this market that might give you a sense of where we go from here. I think today's intraday reversal, certainly concerning to a lot of investors. Is there one data point that you're keying off of right now?
I'm watching for this change in correlations. That, to me, is really key. If we see that shift in correlations, then I want to be out of all risk assets. The other thing, I think, we want this data. We need to see some slowdown in a country that seems to be reporting viable data. I think we need Korea or Iran or someone to say, hey, these things are under control. But I think we don't really trust the data that's been coming out of China, and the data that's coming out of South Korea, now Italy, and the cruise ship are all telling us a very different message. So we need to see something resolved there, or otherwise I think there's just going to be more and more fear building up. And so far, the only solution to any kind of outbreak is restricting travel, putting quarantines on, which gets back to my immediate problem that it's going to hit the services industry.
Mm-hmm. All right, Peter Tchir, Head of Macro Strategy at Academy Securities. Always good to hear from you. Thanks for coming on today.
Hey, investors. Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.